Good morning, Brian. Sorry to hear about your ill health, but we'll send our best wishes to you so everybody can save it. Hi, Brian. Everybody wave to Brian.
Better
Hi,
soon.
Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hope you get better soon. What we're going to look at first off is that when they released Lightroom, an updated Lightroom, what they didn't tell you is that now you can drag your pictures to Lightroom and it will automatically go to the input module. So I'll give you a clue how this works. I'm going to share my screen.
I'm going to try and get it on here.
So for example, I have got my downloads folder and we're going to do it from WhatsApp in a minute. And I had a picture come from Roger called WhatsApp image at Elston. Yep. I can drag that over into Photoshop and into Lightroom and let go, and it will automatically go to the upload module, to load module. So now it tells me I've got a picture, and if I go to the bottom, there it is. What Roger sent me through. And if I
So it gets in the downloads, does it?
you can do it from everywhere. So that's what Roger sent me. Is that correct, Roger? Via WhatsApp, and there it is. So in my downloads folder, there it is. So what I'm going to just get WhatsApp. You can't do WhatsApp. You can't drag it from WhatsApp because it's still in the WhatsApp application. Yeah, you've got to download it. So when we download, we click the little arrow there, don't we? And we do download. You all know how to do that?
No, I've never clicked that before.
Right, okay then. So I have sent you all pictures. Let's open up WhatsApp, those that's got it. Linda, what we do, we'll need to put it on yours for you. Then it makes life so easy. We can do it through the chat window as well. So in, what are we missing? Oh, there. Margaret's not there.
No.
She's away.
Oh, Margaret's away, isn't she? Okay. Oh, right, okay. Well, in which case, good morning, Margaret, as well. Yeah, we can actually send pictures to each other via the meeting chat window. Now, obviously, if I bring the chat window onto the bottom screen, you can't see the meeting chat window, can you?
No.
The way Zoom works, it's so that you can't see messages on, somebody can't see your message you're sending. But if I send a message now, if I send a picture, let's say, for example, I'm going to send Linda the masking class picture of this guy in the suit. So just one moment. Can you see these folders come up?
Yeah.
So I'm going to choose this one for Linda. In fact, I'll tell you what, Linda, we'll choose this one. I'm going to work on this first. Girl sitting on a chair. And I'm going to stick it and I'm going to put it in the meeting window for you, Linda. So I'm going to select it. Can you see this folder that's come up at the moment?
Yeah.
I'm going to go for that one.
So
that's now gone to your WhatsApp. Now on WhatsApp, what you have to do, all you have to do is click on it to download it. And what it will do, it will come from the WhatsApp application and it will go into your download. So can we do this with you, Ron, at the moment, please? Because you've got WhatsApp and we can show people what you do, how to do it. So I'll get rid of that. So if you can share your screen, Ron, please.
I haven't got a clue. I'm lost.
Don't forget. Just hang on a minute, Linda. We'll get WhatsApp on your computer, and then that'll make your life easy. You can do chat window. So this is Ron's screen. Ron, if you could, there you go. So there's the WhatsApp students, and there's the photographs I've sent. Yeah. Now, what Ron has to do, very simply, when he wants to download these images, is click on one of the images, Ron, and download. Top left, top right corner of the image. There you go. Click on that, and then you can download it.
What does it say download? I can't. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There, look. Can you see? Just watch Ron's screen on the big screen. Did you see what he did there?
He clicked the download.
Right, do it next one, Ron. Show him again. Go to the lady on the store on the other the guitar now. Yeah. So all you're doing, look, can you see, Louise? There's a little arrow at the top of each picture, and Ron's going to click on where it says download.
Okay.
And that's download. In the bottom corner, it says download completed. It says open. You can open it at that point. But if Ron now goes to his Finder window, Yeah, and goes to downloads. Yeah, there they all up. Now then, what you can do is, can you make sure you can see that window, Ron, please? There's two ways you can bring it now into Lightroom. Just put it to one side, yeah, a bit smaller, Ron, so we can have Lightroom and this open at the same time. So if you get Lightroom up as well,
There is another way of doing it as well, isn't there, Gary?
I was going to say, because I always do it a different way. I can't remember how I do
Sorry?
it.
If
Select them.
if you click on the picture and make the picture bigger, there's a little arrow that points down that you can download as well.
it's the same one. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same arrow. Does the same thing. Right, if you can make the picture, Lightroom a bit smaller, please, Ron. That's it. So they're side by side. Oh, it was. So you have to do it again. And then just shrink it down in the corner. That's it. Grab the corner handle and make it smaller. So just drag any of the corners, Ron, to shrink it.
I normally go right into the bottom
I
right-hand
do.
corner and just
Drag it up.
You can do that. He's not quite got it yet. He's not quite got the corner. There you go. Just grab the banner, Ron, where the red, yellow, orange, and green banner is. The buttons. Now go to the right of those, anywhere on that banner on the white bit to the side. Now just click and drag down. Now grab the top corner and pull it.
Drag it up.
A lot easier. There you go. There you go. And then you can put it next to that other one. So we've got two windows open now. And just to show you, if you don't know how to download, there's two ways you can do this. We can go to Lightroom, click downloads and open it that way. But guess what? Rather than to do that, if Ron grabs the top image, in fact, you can get both of them, Ron, to be honest, or just grab one image, just click on it, click and drag it into Lightroom. So it's in the middle thing. Just drag it to the left now. Right, now it's saying add. So if you let go now, it will open up and say, do you mean these? So it's now pointing to everything in your downloads that we've sent. And Ron can check all those boxes. If it's to go now, before you download them, Ron, go back to your WhatsApp application,
It's already open,
and
right?
download them all.
And
So-
then do you have to put them in the right file folder that you want them in? Is that the idea?
Well, and we're going to do it, yeah. It's going to download them all. We're going to show you in a second. Download. He's going to download all these. Download. And download this one. And download. Now, if he closes this window off and looks in his downloads folder, because they've all gone to his downloads folder. So you get rid of that one. Yeah. So in his downloads folder now, there should be quite a few. So obviously now Lightroom has not seen the changes. So if you say cancel in Lightroom, Ron, again for me, please. And then grab any one of those pictures again, that one if you wish, or this new one is sent, and drag it into Lightroom. It invokes a load. So now it's saying there's all those pictures. So Ron can check all at the bottom of the screen. Bottom of the screen, Ron, check all. No, down to the bottom. Check all. Yeah? Now it's saying, Linda, this is where you went wrong. Where do you want to put it? Well, look, in the destination folder on the right-hand side, Ron has got a folder somewhere down here. Keep going, it says into subfolder. You can turn that off. So uncheck that.
And put
Now
down.
scroll down and find your masking class, where you keep your masking class. Is it on your desktop? There you go, masking class. There you go. Yeah, click on there and then just say import. Now you can, before you do it, Ron, before you do, just do an add at the top. Change it to add. We don't need to do anything, although we can just add them. So, and in we come. So import. Now what that's done, it's left it in the downloads folder this way. But you see where it says all the pictures are now highlighted. So if you do Command A, Ron, and I drag any one of those pictures into the masking class folder on the left hand side, because they're in at the moment. So grab them, put them into masking class, and now they've gone from downloads into masking class. So what I'm saying is you don't have to worry about hunting for them. If they come through WhatsApp or the chat room, they'll go into downloads. But if you want to invoke the downloads, you can do it with any picture, not just from WhatsApp. You could have card, another card somewhere plugged into your computer. Just drag one image. It said, "Oh, I've got more images. You want all these?" And you just say, "Yes, please." So this invokes. This should make your lives so much easier, because all you got to do is click on any image in any folder from any direction. Drag it over the Lightroom. It'll say, "Oh, do you want to download these?" "Yes, please." "Where do you want to put them?" "Oh, I want to put them." And you can leave them in downloads if you wish. And then once you're just done, once they come into your Lightroom, as Ron did, it says previous import. He highlighted them all and just dragged them and put them in masking class. So now if you go into masking class, which I'm going to do for, I'm not got control. Go to masking class, Ron, please. Click on it. Yeah, and make it into grid, G for grid. Hit the letter G key, G for grid. Right, now make it's because you've got the screen shrunk. Make the screen bigger. It won't show you many bigger because you can't make the thumbnail smaller because you haven't got enough space in the toolbar. So grab the bottom right corner or whatever, top right. Yeah, you can do it that way if you wish. Now you've got now you can see. So if you scroll through those pictures now, they should be at the bottom because it said at the bottom capture time in this filter bar. I'm just going to take control, Ron, with you, just so I can point out what we're doing.
Why have I not got the same picture as you, like that? Download.
So now you see at the bottom in this Ron's toolbar here, where it says capture time, it's put it at the bottom because we've said capture. Well, capture time and added time, when you're bringing in pictures like this, it's not got all the metadata. You can do it as added order. So these are the last 6 pictures that Ron brought in. So can everybody get those pictures in now?
I'm going to go now.
Have a go. If you get stuck, we can have a look. Ron's done it. Well done, Ron.
I've got them in, but I did it a different way.
That's fine. All I'm saying to you is, if you don't like hunting around, oh, where's my pictures? Just click on WhatsApp, download them, go to your Finder, or you can go to Load and then point to the Downloads folder. But what I'm saying is, there is now facility within Lightroom that if you drag a picture over Lightroom, whether it be on the screen you're on or in the dock, you can drag a picture over the Lightroom icon in the dock, and it will invoke Lightroom to upload or load that particular picture, or all of them if there's more in the folder.
Yeah,
No, it's not doing it on mine.
I downloaded mine and then I copied them and pasted them in the folder and then went in Lightroom and synchronized the folder.
Yeah, you can do that way. You see, there's many ways to do this. All I'm showing you is this is a way that now it works in Lightroom. So if you don't know how to do it, just drag it over and it'll tell you what to do. Literally follow the instructions.
Because you've not got WhatsApp on your laptop.
Oh, so are we going to get WhatsApp on my in my computer, Gary? Can we do that? Or
I think at tea time they can just download the app. So when we're having a cup of tea at 10 o'clock, one of them will show you how to to download WhatsApp.
all right.
So easy, because then any transcripts or anything I send you, I send it to all of you so you all can see it, so you all know what we're sending, and of course then it's so easy to download and put onto your computer.
It's no good having it just on your phone because you can't download them onto your laptop then.
Correct. Well, you can, but then you've got to do airdrop and send them over.
Gary?
Yep.
I've imported them and I can't remember on the other side, on the right-hand side.
Show you
I've got them in the main square bit. In the middle.
Wait a minute. Share your screen then.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm on my phone. Just 1 minute then. I'll have to do it. Just carry on talking and I'll have to do. You were on my phone before because I was downloading something.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Do that one.
You've got your phone synchronized, have you?
Yes, but this is a new one for system.
Was it too hot to work yesterday then, Gary?
Well, we worked, but it was unpleasant at times. You really felt a bit heavy-headed and drained. Everything was a hard work because it was really hot. I mean, it got up to 32 yesterday.
God helps him. It's summer then.
So, you know, and the other day we went up to the, oh, I'll show you some pictures when we're having a cup of tea. We went up to the lake and we went, well, swimming in the lake. It was lovely.
This is a Zoom. Is that right? I'm getting confused now.
Yeah, so I've
Oh,
gone a
but it's
bit.
on TeamViewer. It's not TeamViewer.
On
is
the
it?
video class as
No,
well last week,
so-
Gary, did you record that?
I can't find the video.
I can't remember if I did or not, to be honest.
You said you were because you were going to
It's a
do it so
solid blue.
we had 1 or 2 hold-ups, didn't we? And you said you
No,
were
you
going to do
haven't
it so
got
we
it.
could have a look.
Somewhere though. Let me
Yeah.
find.
I was going to go through, what did we were going through? We got stuck on timelines, didn't we? Yeah.
Find.
Gary,
Yes, sir.
I brought up WhatsApp, but on the pictures there doesn't appear to be the little download.
Top right-hand corner of the picture should be. So if you're on the students one, and if you hover over the picture, you'll see a little white arrow appear in the top right corner. So as you hover over the picture, you'll see a little arrow appear in the top right corner.
Why is this?
Yeah.
That does the same. You've opened it. Yeah. So that'll do the same. Just click
I'm
on
going
the
to sign in.
That's why I did it.
I bet Brian and Margaret are really happy they've not turned up today.
Where is Margaret?
She's on holiday. To Spain.
Oh, lovely. It's a code again.
Have you found it, Tony?
Not even
No, I didn't actually. I've done it a different way. Downloaded them sort of individually.
Okay, so you've got them, yeah?
Got them there, should be in downloads.
Why is it not letting me?
There's somebody asking, Louis, is saying why, what, sorry?
No, I've just tried to get onto Zoom on my computer, and for some reason the Zoom bar's gone. So I'm trying to sign in, and it said it sent me an email for a code, and I can't let me get the email.
I'll give you the code if you wish. I'll send it to you via.
Well, I've got the normal code, but this is like a verification for my email address.
Oh, I don't know why you've got that up then.
Oh,
Just
oh,
go for it as normal. Just
yeah, but it won't. I've lost it off my computer. I
I'll
don't know.
invite you. 1 second. I'll send you an invite through your email. Can you get email on there?
This is what I'm saying. I should have got an email, and I can't get an email on here.
I'll send you an email. I'll send you an invite.
Oh, why it's gone? It's so annoying, isn't it? Sometimes.
Da, da, da. Lou,
Are you doing it GNL or Lou? I've got both.
do you want the Gmail one?
I can do both.
Lou Latham 3, that one.
Yeah.
It's gone. Should be with you shortly. There you go. Put meetings back up there and participants. I'll let you in as soon as you send it me.
I'm not getting emails. Oh, wait a minute.
So, have we all got the pictures okay?
I'm just downloading the WhatsApp app.
Well, you can do, yeah, you can do that at break. But have you got any pictures? You got any? We don't necessarily need these pictures this second, but that's what we're looking at.
I haven't got them at the minute.
Okay, because what I've got some images from Ron. I've got some from Roger for some ideas for masking. But I wanted to show you. I was telling you, and I was telling Margaret and Teresa especially that about portraits, and I know a lot of you don't do portraits, which is fine, but a lot of the masking, the new features within Lightroom tend to be more around this. So I'm going to do the last few bits on this, and then I'm going to start looking at your own photographs, looking at examples of how to use the masking using different methods to suit your photographs. Okay, so we'll look at real-time applications.
Mine were mostly landscapes.
Yep, not a problem. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going into more of your photographs rather than examples. So you can see my screen, can you not?
Yep.
So, for example, I have got 2 pictures here. Can you all see those?
Yep.
So I have done this, believe it or not, in Lightroom. It's not brilliant. There's a few little things like around the feet that you can see that there's a bit of a gap there. It's not perfect in Lightroom, but then again, this subject is quite tough for it because I chose a white background with a white t-shirt. Now, what we're going to do is, wouldn't it be nice if you started taking photographs, and I know that a couple of you don't do portraits, I accept that, but let's say you take some pictures on a regular basis that you want to share with people and you want to change the lighting. You haven't got all the lighting that you need, but you'd like a separation light around the head. So if you look at the picture on the left, it's not too bad. It's a high key shot. Not quite high key enough, but it's high key. And you'll see the one on the right looks a totally different picture, as if you've got a purple background and there's a light behind the subject. Now then, there are some limitations within Lightroom that you have to be aware of. And it comes down to whether it's head and shoulders portrait or a full body portrait. So let's have a look how I've done this. And then if you all want to join in, you can, I'm just going to come out on the survey mode.
Linda's just gone to the ladies.
Okay. So if you can find this picture I've sent you, and this is how I have actually made this picture, and it's a very, very simple one. I've got a couple of masks, yeah, mask 1, mask 2, mask 3, and I've made some small adjustments to the light levels. So I've inverted that one to make the background darker, and then I've selected the subject. So let's have a think. Are we missing Linda?
She'll only be a minute.
Okay, so have you all got this photograph ready in Lightroom?
Yes, but it's not doing that with that.
I'm not sure whether Linda has yet because
Yep, okay, no worries. I sent it to her in the chat, so if it's in the chat room, she can get it there. It's called Girl Sitting at Chair, I think.
So we've got it in ours. What do we need to do? Oh, you're going to tell us what to do with it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you now. So that was before Louise, and that is after. Before and after.
Can I
Okay.
just say, I've got them in. I've put them in, but they're in my previous imports. That's okay to keep them in there, isn't it?
Yeah, all it's telling you well, no, it's all it's saying is that's what you imported last. It's not anywhere else. But if you hide all those, you can drag them into a folder.
Yeah, I've got them. Wait a minute. I've got import. I add them, don't I, into a on the other side. I can't remember how I do it now. So if I've got them in my previous imports.
Yeah,
I press
just highlight them all and drag them into a folder.
Wait a minute, I've lost that one.
That's what Ron did, if you remember, a short while ago. Ron just selected them all in previous import.
Yeah, I've got them there, and then what do I do once they're there? I just drag them into a.
Drag them into your masking class folder.
Do I not have to do that on the right hand side? Can I do it on the left hand
Please
side?
take your
I haven't got a
picture in
masking
chat.
folder.
Oh, right.
Are you share your screen?
Mine's
You
different
need
to
to
yours, I
download
think.
it and
How do I share my screen? I can't remember.
Bottom of your Zoom, it says share screen, big green button.
go in the
Okay, I'm feeling a bit.
Go into where?
chat.
So I've got them here, look. Do
Yeah,
I need to- I've got them here. And I always normally go down to the right hand side to add them. I go import.
wait a minute. No, whoa, stop. Cancel. You've already got them. Why are you onto them twice?
Because I always think I have to put them in on this side.
No. Look, you've got them here highlighted. Let me just share your
I can drag them down here, can I?
Wait a minute. Right, just stop. Right, you've got them already in Lightroom.
Yeah.
Goes in
You got any
downloads.
clue where you put them? Is that correct?
My downloads up
You
here,
need to
look.
get it out of downloads and then
Wait a minute. Don't stop. No, don't touch anything yet. You don't know where they are. You think they're in downloads now, yeah?
Downloads
Yeah,
there. That's
sure.
my downloads folder.
Right. So what you're going to do, you can highlight all 5. So do Command A.
I've done them. They're all
Already
right.
highlighted anyway.
Should be right at the top.
That one.
They are, because I've done it already.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Where's your masking class folders kept?
Well,
Right-
they're on my
right
hard
click on it
drive,
and
but they're not
copy.
on here.
Wait a minute then, wait a minute. So slow down. Don't click anything else. No, it's there. Look, it says masking class. That's it. You've got it. Moving files, yes, please. Move
Now
them.
go into where'd you save your
Trying to
folder?
find it.
Your
'cause it's
masking
above
folder.
here. Okay.
In
Yeah.
Lightroom.
Oh, I see.
No.
Now, you know while you're
Is
on
it on
here,
here or is it on
you know,
here?
if you
Or
look down here, Gary.
No, it's
Wait a minute. There's
Down.
too many talking. Too many talking. No, you've gone way past this. Right at the top of your screen. Keep going back up.
No, I know they're up here now, so that's fine.
Yeah, masking class. They're in there. You put them in there. Yeah.
Can I
on
just
there.
ask you something while you're on here? Can I
Yeah.
ask you while you're on here? You know, further down in my Lightroom.
Yeah.
Things like this markets
What I'll
catalogue.
do is
it's
I'll
got
drag it onto
how do
my-
you get rid of that?
Linda, Roger, I can't what she's asking me because you two are talking.
oh sorry.
Say
You know,
again.
I've got a few folders that have got arrows and there's nothing in them.
Correct, because you moved them.
So can I delete these two?
If you don't want them, but you've had pictures in them because it says you've got 18 photographs in them.
Now I just need to delete the whole folder.
Yeah, right click, remove.
desktop folder.
Right click. I'm right clicking.
Yeah.
Look,
And that way you've just done there, you've caught something. And just minimise that. Just hit the yellow button on the zoom.
I want to allow it, don't I?
Yellow button on zoom, top left corner.
Click on it.
No.
Right, close that off. You don't want
No, I need to
that.
get
You don't want
rid
that. Right, now open up Lightroom again from your dock. You close Lightroom now for some reason.
Paste here.
So
So now if you right click on that,
Paste.
Right click on
right
that.
click. Yeah, I've right clicked.
No, you haven't highlighted
Let's
it. Right
put it
click.
in.
you've not right clicked. Have you got a 3-button mouse?
No.
Right, hold down your control key, not command key. There you go,
Yeah.
remove.
Now you need to go into Lightroom.
Mhm.
Now it can ask you whether you want to delete them. Yeah, so you can remove them.
Somewhere else. So that will just delete that folder and it won't delete the
find your
pictures that are
desktop
somewhere
on
else,
here.
will it?
Correct.
All right, then, thank you. Thank you. That's all I needed to know.
So surfaces catalogue, yeah, you can remove it. Yeah.
Mm. Thank you.
If there was pictures in it, it would say, do you want to remove them or delete them?
This
Not
one
quite
here,
sure what
see,
I'm doing.
Right.
thank you.
Okay. So let's go back then. Have we got to a point now where we are?
Desktop.
Yeah.
Oh, let's stop that. Yeah. So we've got this picture up. I'm going to share my screen again. So we've all got this picture now. Is that correct? But you will probably have it like that. Is that right?
Not yet.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready. It's great to hear that there's no reverb today.
Yeah, it's weird,
It
isn't it?
must
Oh,
be
we
the,
know
it
who's
must,
to blame then, don't we?
it must, yeah, I was going to say it must be Margaret
Margaret or Teresa.
or
Yeah.
Brian.
Where's
Yeah,
Right.
one of them.
Did it reverb last time?
That's Lightroom.
Yeah, no, but
Wasn't me
you
then.
should have desktop on here.
Oh, I've never used it that way.
Are you okay now, Roger, with her?
Oh, not yet.
Oh, right now.
Can't find desktop in all the bits on the side.
You want me to help you?
Oh, you're so patient, Gary, aren't you?
I am, yes. It's my age. I am now, Louise. I used to be a 34 waist. I'm now a 30 waist.
And some
Oh, that's too thin, Gary.
Gary, can you shut down the
Too thin.
Can you shut down whoever's sharing the screen?
I have done. So much so now I've got muscles. I actually got a partial 6-pack again, believe it or not. Almost. All this movement of bricks, mortar, everything. Up and down hills, pushing wheelbarrows up a 1 in 10 hill full of sand and cement.
What we're trying to do, Gary, is find desktop because
Are you on desktop? You're on it.
no, I'm in Lightroom. Where the hell is it on this side?
Okay, well, at the moment you're looking in Finder, so that don't help.
No, I'm not. I'm on Lightroom.
No, you're not.
Well, no, I am.
It's like,
No, you're not. Go to Lightroom.
That's fine then.
listen, it's
I
like-
can assure you this is Finder you've got showing me on the screen.
Not on our screen.
Well, bump it up. Are you sharing the wrong screen? Have you clicked the wrong one? What you're showing me is Finder. So share screen with Lightroom and that can help you. Morning, Judy. You're very quiet this morning. Obviously, we're keeping you awake.
What I find desktop on this side and then synchronize with
I start you in collections, so let's scroll up to the top to the Finder window. Keep going up.
as far as it'll go.
Right, you. Let me just help you take control. Right, let's get it all open up. Right. Come on. There you go. There's Lightroom.
Yeah, we don't want Lightroom one. We want desktop because we just put the.
Okay, so there's your folders. So what we're doing with, why we got multiple windows up there? It is desktop masking class there.
Go down then.
So what you're trying to do now? So there's your desktop.
We've just put a single. That one, the guy playing with the guitar on there, and that's not showing.
Oh, and then let me have control again. Then
Go on then.
I'm just intrigued why previous import one. No, the last one you've imported was that one.
And we haven't imported it yet. We need. That's on the desktop. We want to import.
Okay, so let's import it this way then. Oh, move over. Oh,
It's on the desktop.
yeah, there's desktop.
Here he is.
Uncheck all. Check that one. Import. In fact, I'm gonna add it.
You can add it to the.
I'm gonna move it, but we'll do it this way. And then we're gonna put this into your masking class. So drag it and put it into masking class.
I've always used that because he was
Missed it.
always taught me that, and that's why I was confused when he kept saying stuff.
Damn it.
He's always taught me to get it right.
There we go.
In
There
your
it is.
mask class now.
Okay.
Right.
That. Are you all right?
Using me then, I thought, I'm sure I'm not going that mad. But
Right, here we go then. So I'll share my screen again. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, Brian, Teresa, and Margaret. Anyway, here we go. After all that time, we go. What time is it? It's tea time. Oh my God. Do you want to do this after tea? Do you want to grab a quick cuppa? And then we'll do this. I'm going to show you. What's wrong with that photograph?
Background's bland.
Well, yeah, background man, but what about subject placement? It should be like that, should it? It's terrible.
It's in the middle.
Yeah. Well, so the first thing I would have done with this, just so if we're doing this as a group, I would bring this down to something like that. Yeah. Much more balanced on the third line. Guitar's on the bottom third. It just comes together. And if you put the golden means on, it follows ahead through the guitar, round and round until she starts again. So, yeah, not very good, is it? But anyway. So, I'm going to leave it as it is because it's got a bit of negative space to do what I want to do. That's why I chose this picture. So, I'm going to reset it.
Okay.
So, I was showing you this photograph here. And what we're going to do, we're going to create an artificial intelligent preset. So every time you get a portrait, you want to do this, it will automatically do it for you every time, within reason. Okay? So if you can all find this photograph, I think we'll wait with Linda will catch up in a moment. So here we have our image. What we're going to do is we're going to make several masks. And the first thing we want to do is to put something in the background that is a spotlight. Yeah. Now the only downside of this at the moment, of course, is that the background is white. So if I look at this image on here, the first mask I created was the background. So I could see something I can work with. So all I did is I selected the mask and chose background. So if you want to do that first, and then we can darken the background off so we can see what we're working with. So you're looking for create a mask. So if I come to here, I'm going to create a mask and I'm going to go for radial, sorry, I'm one in front of myself.
It keeps saying it wants something.
I've got no mouse. My mouse has just died. Oh dear. Go to the. I've lost my mouse. It's back on. Got it. I've lost my mouse. Oh no. My mouse has just died.
My brain then.
You bring control on his mouse.
Not doing it wrong.
Crest, we've done the background. What else?
1 minute. I had completely lost my mouse. I've got
Is that it?
I'll tell you what, Linda, try it late at home.
Right, let me
And
just get,
otherwise you're gonna lose the place here.
Yeah, what we doing?
He said create a
Get that.
mask.
And create a background mask.
What we're going to do, what we're going to do, what we're going to do is going to select background.
Yeah, we've done that.
And it should select the background, yeah? Now notice that it struggled with the chair. Can you see? But I'm not sure.
One.
I ain't got, you have to have a go underneath it.
And you'll find also,
43.50.
you'll also find that it's bleeding on the shirt a little bit, but I'm not too distinctly worried this is. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it a little bit darker. Yeah, just make it a bit darker so you can see what we're doing. Otherwise, when we come to the next bit, you won't see it. And if you want to at this stage, you can change the colour of the background. Now, what I did, I clicked on the little selector colour and chose a different background. So if you
Do something.
background, you can choose a different colour background. And to do that, you just simply select under the colour tab the little icon here. Can you see it flashing? Just get there, look, can you see? So under saturation colour, come across, there is a little blue tab, and you can then select the colour that you want. So I've gone for a blue one this time, so it's different to the one.
I think that's okay.
Yeah, can you all see that? Have you all managed to do that?
No, not yet. I've made a mask, but I want to delete it and I can't. It won't let me delete the mask.
Make it recording.
We're doing this step by step. First thing, have you all selected the mask?
No, not yet. I'm trying to delete the mask because I did the wrong one.
The colour's okay.
You've got to click on it, Roger, and right click and delete it. I'll tell you what, if you've made no changes to it, create a new mask, Roger, and do another one.
So we selected the background.
Yeah. And I turned down the exposure and the highlights down a little bit, and then I chose a colour just to make it a different colour. And if I was doing this proper, I would go around. You can see I've got a blue plimsoll at the moment. Can you see? So I would get a brush and I'd just tidy up where it's missed off. Like on a foot here, look, it's done a blue leg. There's a bit on the guitar. So yeah, there's a couple areas it's struggled on. And then there's a couple areas where I do need to add on. So down near a foot and a little bit at the back of a leg there. So you can tidy these masks up. Once you've started a mask, you don't say that's the end of it. And if you've got the auto mask selected, you can take adding and subtracting little bits off.
It's gone this time. I think that's gone this time.
The other shirt there,
You've got all the students and everything on there now.
and I think doing it that way looks a little bit better. So have you all managed to create a background mask and change the colour?
Yep.
Yeah, you got that, Louise? Yeah, everybody okay? Judy, okay?
Right.
Linda's not quite that far, but she's just finally downloaded
You know your pictures on
WhatsApp.
Okay. Now then, what we want to do is we're going to create a light at the rear of the picture. So this time we're going to create a new mask. Now, what do you think we should select?
Let's do a background.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Gary, please?
Yes, so we're going to create a new mask. So everybody create a new mask. And then from the drop down, which one are we going to select so that we can put a light in the background?
Background? Select background.
Well, we want to create a light behind there. So which is the best tool? How about a radial gradient?
I'm going to say a radial gradient.
Radial gradient then. So select radial gradient. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a radial gradient of any shape, whether you want it circular, oval. On one of the pictures, we might want to do it so that the light comes down like beams of light. But at the moment, we've got something like this. So you want to select the size of where you want the light to be. So can you see on the big screen what I've done? Are you all happy that you created an oval mask?
No.
You have a circular one.
No, I have done. I've created a mask.
So you've got mask 2, which is now the rear light. Light's going to be behind her.
You're just going to move that over.
So it's create a mask, create new mask, choose radial, draw it out so you get a shape, something like that, or whatever shape you wish. Are you all okay with that? Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do now, we need to turn the light up to increase the light. So now if we move the slider on exposure up, you'll see it'll put a light, but she's going to be burnt out, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's just go to the level that you want the background to be. So let's say that amount. I've gone up 2 stops of light. Have you all managed 2 stops of light?
I've done one, but
We go 1, whatever you want to do. But the reason why I'm going more is so that you can see the effect. Okay.
Yep.
So
Gary,
now, yes.
when I've done the radial gradient, it's gone. The picture's gone back to white. Do I have to then change the colour again?
No.
Then you've added a mask. You've not created a new mask.
Well, I've created there. Look.
Creating the light behind.
oh, what you've done is you've clicked on the plus. What I think Leeways has done is clicked on the plus side rather than in the grey bar.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's working. So delete what you've done and then go Command Z till you go back to where you were, and then just add.
And I do radial like that.
Ish.
Oh, it's still. Yeah.
Linda,
Sorry?
have you got WhatsApp on your computer now?
Yeah.
Create a new mask.
On it.
Radial gradient.
So you up to speed with this?
Yeah.
Will you please catch up with this photo?
I've got complaint.
No, let's do Command Z. Command Z.
Are you with us on this photo?
Let's
Yeah.
do it all.
You've done your radial gradient.
Yeah.
She's not logged in, so I can't see what she's doing.
You open up Zoom
Yeah,
again,
logged in.
Linda.
So I've created.
Sign back into
create a mask
Zoom.
to start with background. Yeah. And then I create new mask. Yeah.
Yep. Then radial gradient.
Goes back white.
Yeah. When Louise clicks on the
Create new mask.
create new mask and do radial,
It goes.
it's the background instead of being the pink she put it, that's gone white.
It goes white.
Okay, I'll have a look with you. I'll do this bit and I'll swap. I'll have a look at what you've done, Louise. So watch the big screen at the moment. So what you should end up with is something where you got the background lit in an oval shape or a radial, and also that the subject is burnt out now, isn't it? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so how can we remove that from her? What tool in the mask window can we use to get rid of that off her?
Use a brush.
What about a subtract? So watch, big screen, subtract. I'll let Linda back in. I'm going to go to subtract, and then I've got a selection now. I've got select subject, select sky, select background. Can you all see that? Yeah, can you see that? So I clicked on the word subtract, and I've got all the options of all the masks again. Can you see that? Is that okay, everybody?
Yep.
Okay. So now then, what's the difference? What happens if I select subject, or should I select person? What should I do? Select a subject or select the people?
Subject.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll do select subject for a reason. Because if I select a person, which I'm going to do and show you why in a moment, if I select the person, the guitar, if that mask was there, which I'm going to do, you'll see in a moment, it will go over the guitar because it'll only see the person. So I'm going to do select subjects first, and I'm going to click on it. Bang. So now the background has got the light on, but it's not on her. Now watch, if I go over this mask now, which I've created, I can move this anywhere around that person. Can you see? And it will always light the background, but nothing else. Can you see that?
Did you select a new mask as well?
No, I did subtract and then chose select subject, and it does it for you. Do you want me to go through from beginning again?
Yeah, please, just a sec, 'cause I need to catch up.
Because it says object rather than subject.
Subject's up the top, Roger.
All right.
Have you got the big screen working today?
Yeah.
Oh, because I keep saying look at the big screen, and then you miss out. I say, are you okay? And you all go, yeah, and then not got it. So I'll do it again. Look, I'm going to get rid of this, and I'll go through it from beginning again. So I change the color of the background. Yeah. If you
Yeah.
don't want it on, I can switch it off. But I did that just so you can see, because it's a white background, and I'll change it to a different picture in a minute. I chose the white one because it shows the errors of the mask. It's not always perfect, as you saw around the foot, and I did a few little tidy bits up. So I'm going to create a new mask, and then I chose radial gradient, and I drew out a radius gradient what I want to see behind it, and I'm going to rotate it because I want it to come at an angle like that. Yeah, can you see what I've done on the big screen with that?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to turn that up to 2 stops. So I'm doing 2 just so you can physically see the difference, and I can always come in here and change it. Yeah. Now what I'm saying is I want that to be on, but not on her. So I'm going to subtract the subject from that mask, and bang, done. Now I've got the light behind. If you look at the mask, you can see that it's not affecting her at all. And the beautiful thing about this, you can grab this and you can move it anywhere. Can you see? Look, I'm moving it around the person. No matter where I go, it's not going on her at all, the guitar or anything. Can you see that? If you've got to say yes or no, because this is important. This is the bit that will trip people up.
Yeah.
I can see it.
I can move that anywhere, yeah, because I selected subject. Now I'm going to delete this mask. You don't do it, but I'm just showing you. I did delete mask, delete mask. Now this time I'm going to create a new mask, but instead of select subject, I'm going to select people, and I'm going to select the person. Now, before I do, can you see what's happened?
That's when you.
It selected her, but not the stool, but part of the guitar.
Yeah.
Only a little bit, so the guitar's not being protected and the stool isn't. So guess what happens? Well, what you do, look, are you watching? Because we're going to do this on the man and the other ladies in a minute. Watch. I'm going to detect it, and I'm going to tell it to create a mask for the entire person. I'm going to create a mask. Now, when I do that, you can see that if I was to put anything on there now, and I move that around, wherever I moved it, the stool and the guitar will get burnt out. Would you all agree?
Yeah.
I'm going to, just to prove it, I'm going to do it once more. I'm going to create a new mask. Whoops. I'm going to get the radial. I'm going to create this radial mask. I'm going to put it over and I'm going to turn it up 2 stops. Yeah, and then I'm going to this time subtract it using person, and I'm going to say create the mask. Now watch what happens when I grab this. If I bring it down, before I went around the guitar and it didn't do it, and look, the stool. So what it's doing is, if I was to move this now, it will burn out areas that is not a person, which you don't want. Because otherwise, if you've got, let's say, 2 people side by side and there's a teddy bear or something that doesn't look like a face, I don't know, an object, wherever I put this radial mask, it will burn that out as well. So when you're doing this in certain subjects, you've got to choose the object. So I'm going to get rid of this mask again, delete it, create another mask, radial gradient, make it so it's a bit more oval, rotate it, place it where we want it, turn it up, and this time subtract subject. So now a guitar and everything. So now if I move it around, look, the guitar does not burn out. Look, can you see? It's not burning the guitar out, it's not burning the stool out, it's all
Harry, stop you. I can't seem to get subtract on the little bottom of the masking thing.
Let's have a look. So I'm just going to show you this, but I'll share Linda's screen and then I'll show you what we can do with this, because it's so powerful, this. There is going to be a new release of Photoshop, by the way, soon, and it is a major player, and I mean a major player, and I'll show you why. Remind me when it's 5 minutes to go, Roger.
Yeah.
I'm running a beta version.
Yes, 20 to 11 at the moment.
Okay, we're all right yet then. So, now what you've done, Linda, all you've done is click on the word mask 2. You've just, don't forget, a mask is made up of components and elements, yeah?
Subtract.
Subtract, click, and then select subject. There you go, and it's done. Yep. So what you did, Lynn, all you did is you clicked on the mask and it had condensed it. Look, can you see? So a mask is made up of these components. So now you've got that. Now then,
Harry,
yes, sorry.
have a look at my matches, because I'm still at the start when I made a separate mask and the colour went off it.
Let's have a look then.
So I did my first mask.
She's good. That was what we got soon anyway. Because I said it was on 1%.
Okay. Okay, so let's click on the mask.
I did the first mask,
That mask.
and then when I did another one,
Yeah, well, at the moment, if you look on here, look, go back to your mask here, the background, you've got no exposure on it, look, it's turned down. So you must have, when we did Control Z, you went back 2 stages. So if you turn this up now to 2 stops.
wait a minute, okay.
So I'm going to come up to 2 stops now. There you go. So here's your background back, and that's your new mask there. You can make that mask a bit bigger.
Yeah. But why is the background gone white, Gary?
Oh, I did the wrong way. I went that way. Is that better?
Yeah, so I had that, but then
Yeah, and then what we did is we put some colour on it.
when I went to my second mask, the colour went off.
Well, I'll soon tell you. Let's just have a look. I can't scroll down for some reason on your screen. Just scroll down. That's it. Well, we've gone too far. Oh, too far. Go back. Go back. Right. Click on that little white. Oh, too far. Go back up again. Other way. There.
Oh.
That little box. Oh, too far again.
I went down too far.
Way too far. You see what it is, Louise? Can I just say? You see all these that's open at the moment. You can have what's called solo mode, so that if you get lots of windows open, it'll only work on the windows that you are working on. So let me go back to the top. I'm going to come out masks, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say solo mode. So I've clicked on this little border here, and I'm going solo mode. Now, when I go into masks, you don't have all those other ones open.
No.
So let's go to here. So if you want to change the color, let's go on to there, onto color. Choose a color. What color do you fancy? You choose a color. Careful, you've clicked off. You keep clicking off your mask. That's what you keep doing.
I'm on mask 1.
You wasn't. You've clicked onto mask 2 now. That's it. That's on. Okay, you're on now. Yeah, and then choose a color.
Choosing that.
Yeah. Okay, and close that off when you're ready. Cross it. That's it. Now then, go to your mask 2. Yeah, and then you can scroll up and turn that up a bit more if you wish. So scroll up.
What is this bit?
Just do the exposure, make it brighter.
I know.
No, you're using the histogram. No, you can't do that. You're doing everything. No, Louise, stop it, stop it.
I'm
You
using
don't
this.
do it on the. That's where you've got to do it. Now, what you've done is in your histogram, you're doing all the photograph, not the mask. So
Oh,
you can't slide that. Otherwise, it just puts everything. What you're doing is you're changing all the picture. That's what you're doing. You can't move that bit. Now you see. Now you've selected everything because you've come out the mask. Look, can you see? Look, just slow down a minute. You came out the mask. You've gone into basic. So what you got to do is, on this mask here, you've turned this right up. So you've gone back into the global settings, which is down here. There, look. So what you've done is you're changing exposure for everything, and that's why it's gone up there. Look, you've gone shadows. Yeah, so I'm going to put that back to where it was. I'm going to reset the whole lot. So I'm going to go through it step by step once more. Are you ready?
Okay.
So we create a mask.
Look on Zoom.
We create a mask. Yeah, we're going to choose background. Yeah, we're going to turn the background down 2 stops. Just so that we can see a change to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we then went a little bit further down and we selected the colour. And we chose a colour. Let's say this time so you can see it, it's a teal colour. Yeah. I'm going to come back up and shut that off. Then we went create a new mask. We did radial gradient, and we chose a radial gradient, and we just maneuvered it and placed it over the subject. We then, whilst that was open, we didn't touch the histogram because that's for the whole picture. We then slid up the exposure, throw this light behind, and I went over the top because I want so you can see the difference. And then we go up to our mask here and we subtract the subject. Bang, done. Yeah, so you've got that. And then the only other thing I considered on mine was I actually added a vignette in the global settings, because you can still work on the global settings whilst you're working on here. You're not just stuck. Just a second. There, look, effects. You could put a vignette around it like that. Or, if you like still going with mask, we can create a new mask. Here, we can, we can duplicate this mask. Here. Oh, come on, internet. Come on, internet. Just right click on the mask. It keeps going off every time I click on it. Right click on it. Right click. Not on it. Let me just have another go for you. There you go, got it. And we can duplicate mask 2.
Duplicate and invert.
No.
Do that, yeah. Duplicate and invert. We'll go. No, you've done a copy this time. No, delete that one. You're not copying it. Right click. You can duplicate and invert. That's a good one.
Mhm.
Now you see that. Now if you come away from the mask, show overlay. Now you've got a mask inversion on there. Get rid of the overlay. I don't want the overlay on. Just turn the overlay on. I can't. Some things on the internet I can't do. So click show overlay off. At the bottom of the panel. No, at the bottom of the panel, show overlay. Because it's a ruby list showing over the top. We can't see what it's doing.
No, at the bottom.
The very bottom where it says.
Show overlay. Switch it off. I don't
Take
want
the off.
I can't see it. Tick.
Oh, it
it
is.
to show overlay. That's it. Uncheck that tick.
Bring it. Oh, there. Sorry, it was because they.
There you go. So now we've got that on. Now you can actually, now you've got that that way, you can actually make it darker and lighter. So you can change that. Look, can you see? If you wanted to, you can put like a vignette round using a mask.
Yeah.
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 So that's how you would do it. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to do the next one together, and then we're going to create a preset so you can use this forever and ever. Amen. Okay? So let's go to the man with the suit of armor on. Yeah. So what do you do first?
Oh, and you've got to get rid of Louise first.
No, Louise is doing it. So what's the first thing we're going to do?
Open Lightroom. That's it.
So you've done the background, but we don't need a background really on this because it's quite bright anyway. So let's get rid of that one.
I haven't got him, have I?
So delete mask 1.
I haven't got him, Gary. I've only got the one in the chair.
Well, hang on to the one in the chair a second. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a mask. No, not like that. No, you've done the background again. Delete that one.
What are we doing? Subject.
Right. No, we're going to, you got where it says more, we're going to do a radial gradient.
As soon as I click.
Just below where you are, Louise, come down to radial gradient.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On the-
Click on that. Create a radial gradient so you've got a light around his head. So draw a radial around. That's it. Click and draw it where you think you'd like it. That's not very much. Bit bigger
I'll make it bigger. That's what I'm already.
and a bit behind his back as well. You got to stand him off. A nice big radial. More, yeah, and a bit. Make it more circular. A little bit more on the left shoulder. So make it a bit wider. Grab the handles in the middle. That's it. Right. So we've got that. Now then, let's turn up the effect, that exposure. Right. Is that enough? Are you happy with that? You want a bit more? There you go. That's enough. That's good. Now then, what we're going to do now? So it's lit his face up. We don't want his face, do we?
Subtract.
Subtract, yeah, subtract. Now we've got a choice here. We can do select subject, which will protect all of him, or we can select people. If you do select people, you've got a chance if you transfer this mask to another picture, it could go a little bit wrong. So why don't we select subject? It's a safety way of doing it. Yeah, so it's found him. Bang, look at that. Yeah, isn't that good? Now then. Have you all done that bit? Have you all done what Louise has done? So we did a radial and we did subtract subject. Have you done that?
Tony hasn't done it.
Okay, come on, Mr. T.
I haven't got.
It's only got one mask.
Didn't you download all the photos, Linda?
Yeah,
Not
I've
yet.
got one
Not
picture.
yet.
Ah,
Not
Are you
yet.
stuck on Tony?
Gary sent it through her chat, didn't he? That one.
Oh, yeah.
She's not had a chance to do the others yet.
Roger, ask Tony what he's stuck on.
Well, you're stuck on, Tone. Share your screen.
Linda,
No, don't share screen. Just tell us what he's stuck on.
nothing then. You get a
So all he's doing is two things. Create a radial mask and then subtract the subject. And that's all you got to do.
so you put it out on WhatsApp and you can follow it.
Have you managed that, Judy and Ron?
Yeah, we're happy.
Yeah. Are you stuck by that bad, Tony? Need help or?
The last week's not great because we had a lot of repair.
Are you okay with that, Louise?
Yes, I'm fine.
Oh, you all right, Linda?
I haven't got the picture, Gary, so I'm just,
Yeah, 'cause
I'll have to get your recording.
Yeah, no worry. Well, you got the pictures in WhatsApp when you get it working. I've sent it in the chat. Oh, I have not sent this one.
Don't worry, I'll catch up with it later.
Okay, Tony, all right now, Roger?
Yep. Yep.
Now then, let's say that we've got loads of photos. You see on Louisa's screen, look on the big screen, picture 23 has got a lady on that could also do with a nice light. Don't click on it yet. So why don't we make a preset? Now don't forget, these masks have got artificial intelligence in. They keep analysing, they keep learning. So let's go over to the left hand side of your screen to where it says presets and click the plus button. Yeah, create a preset. Now we're going to check none. And now click on masking on the right hand one. Yeah, and now go up to where it says preset name, and we're going to give this background light for portraits. Put background light for portraits.
Right. Check none.
Everybody got what Louise has done?
And then we do
Louise's screen on the big screen. So what we've done, we've clicked on the plus button in presets. We've unchecked none, so we checked it so nothing's being transferred in this preset other than the masking, and she's called it background light for portraits. Has everybody else managed to do that?
They've done it, Tom?
Everybody okay, Roger? Can we proceed?
Hang on a second. They done it, Judy?
No.
They done it, Tom?
Is that yes, Roger?
Hang one second. Are we okay then? Apart from Linda? Linda's not got the picture, so she's not done it yet. So
Linda, yeah. Have you all got to that stage?
have you renamed it?
Yeah.
And only got the mask thing going
only the
on?
mask
Ticked?
gone up.
Yep, we're okay then. Carry on.
Okay, Louise, create it. Now then, Louise, do me a favour. Click on picture 23.
Picture 23, yeah.
Yeah. Now, wouldn't it be nice to have a nice background light behind her? So go over to your user preset. Yeah, look, now hover over the preset. You only have to hover over and it's showing you there is a background light. Yeah? Can you see that?
Yeah.
So click on that preset. Yeah, and look, it's brought the mask in. Now click on the mask one.
It hasn't saved mine.
And then click on radial mask, please. Yeah, you can click on there, or you can click the button in the background. Now you can move that where you want it, and it will automatically put it there. Yeah, job done.
Oh, mine is not there.
I can do it with you if you wish. Did you put it under user presets?
Yeah.
Have a look under user.
Oh, hang on.
I'm hanging on.
No, I didn't.
Now do the same with picture 24, Louise. Click on picture 24. Go over to the preset. Yeah. Nah, this is an interesting one. Click on there. That's it. Click on that. And now you can go to your mask again. Yeah, go click on there. Go to your radial gradient and move it where you want it. And look, it's just affecting the background. Put it on his bike if you like. And because we did select subject, it's seen the bike as a subject. And just to prove it, Louise, just stop there, hover there. Now just show overlay. Yeah. Look, you see what it's doing. Now it has bled a little bit onto the sofa. Can you see? So if you wanted to remove it off the sofa, what could you do?
Subtract.
Yeah, so go to subtract, brush, and make sure it's on auto. It is. Oh, your pen. And then just paint over the sofa.
Well,
So you can add more. Now you see that's adding light to the sofa. Yeah, keep going. So that's what it's adding light to. So take that off. There you go. Now remove the mask. Show overlay mask. Switch it off. Now you can paint even more if you want on that sofa, but don't paint on him.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, you once this is done, you can change it. Yeah. And look at that. And now, just out of interest, switch the mask on and off. See what it's like. Got what you find. Eyeball it now. That's it. Hit the eyeball on the. No. You're right. No, leave that off. Show it. That's right. The eyeball on and off. Look at the difference. Now you can see where it's bled through a bit, can't you? But how about that? It's transformed that image immediately, hasn't it? Now, are you okay with that, Louise?
Yes, I understand it now, Humphrey.
It's brilliant, isn't it? You can move it from picture to picture. Now, Teresa, when she's doing weddings, if she's got a wedding and we've got a strange outside and the background keeps beating it, she could select the people. Yeah. She could do a radial, or she could do a background, darken the background off, subtract the people, and she's got a new picture without having to mess about. And then she could say, well, I've done one picture, next 20 pictures are all in the same area. All she has to do is create a picture, a preset like you've done, and she could say, wedding background too bright, click on that, and all the pictures, she can synchronize the next 20 pictures, and she won't have to do anything to them. It does it for her. And it will find the people and do it for her.
Hang on, Gary.
Yesterday I was doing some editing on people.
Yeah.
But the time I clicked on it, it did all the right-hand panel, exposure, contrast, highlights, etc., automatically, and I didn't know how to get it off.
Then you've got to go to where you've got it set auto, and then just reset that panel. Don't reset the whole picture. Reset that panel. So what you do, I'm going to use Louisa's screen as an example. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm not controlling.
Up on every picture I did. I couldn't get it off of.
No, what you got under basic, you might have made some changes on here, and if you say it's automatic, you can reset this panel. So if you hold down the Alt key, can you see? If I hold the Alt key down, it's saying reset tone. You see it on the big screen?
But I did all that, and yet it just kept applying an automatic, alterations all the time.
Next week, bring that picture, your pictures, make sure they're there, and then you can show us what you're doing, and we'll see why it's doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that is pretty incredible. That is an auto. I mean, we created a preset, and I think people like Teresa, where she's doing large batches of photographs. If this was a wedding, okay, we've got a man on his bike at the moment, but let's say we've got a group of people here, and she wants to lighten that up and turn the background down. She can create a background, subtract the subjects, and that will do all the background in one go. And she could then create the preset where it darkens the background but lightens up the people. So what we would do on that, where we've got this background here, we could duplicate that mask and invert it, and then brighten the foreground up. So she can darken the background and lighten up the foreground, and all she has to do is, once she's done one, save it as a preset, select all the pictures so she do all these, let's say all these pictures are the same, highlight them all, and then all she would do on those pictures is she'd synchronize them, and they'd all be the same. It would work it out for us. You wouldn't have to do each an individual picture. And the nice thing about it, when you're doing a wedding, all the pictures would be the same light then. So you don't do one, then get to the next and you don't have to remember all the numbers. It does it automatically for you. So from a batch editing point of view, that would be absolutely brilliant for Teresa. Okay, you said you need to get away at 11, Louise. It's 11.
No, I'm all right now. I've decided not to go.
Are you okay? Yeah. Oh, that's all right then. Okay, so I'll share my screen.
You're masking very much, and that's why I get confused.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen now. Yep, I'll put my glasses back on. So that, you know, that could be the same for this picture here. I chose just a couple that are a bit crazy, but we've got user presets. I'm come down to here and I've cut light behind subject. Look at the difference. Ready? Gone. There. Look at the difference in the picture. Separation from the background. Good, isn't it? Now, the other one is I chose was this one. And again, we've got a white. But when I do it, if I'm not careful, when I come to do it, can you see what's happened here? I chose the mask, but I chose person. Now, because I chose person, when I come my radial, when I move this around, look, it's not doing her, but look at the chair. Can you see? You all see that?
Yeah.
It's not bothering her, but as soon as I come away from her, the chair can't see it. And that's because on this particular one, if I come on to this image here, let's come back on. And instead of person, I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to now, instead of being a person, I'm going to go to subtract using subject. Now look, it's chose the chair and it. And this is what I'm saying is that depending on what you choose, on the portrait like this, you've got no problem. But if there's an object in there, like in this case, okay, if I choose the subject over person, then you will protect everything. So now, wherever I move this, look, it's lightening up the background, but it's not doing it to the chair. See what I mean? That makes sense to you? So when you do this, if you've got other objects in on a studio shot, or regardless of where you're doing it, like on this one, you've got to make sure it selects subject. So on here, I've got light behind subject there. Okay, light behind subject, there it is. And that works. But if I would have done light behind subject, light behind with a person, his chair would have been burnt out, the bike would be burnt out, anything within that region. This is not a person, it would have changed it. So bear that in mind when you do your masking. Okay, bear in mind, don't forget that when you're working with masks, if I collect this one, let me just update that process. If I select this one here, and I decide that I want some other change, you can go into global settings like Louise did, look, and that's what you was doing, Louise. You were selecting everything, because the histogram is based on all the picture. I'm working in the masks. So when you're in masks, you've still got control over the picture. So you could come in here and say, well, actually, I want to sharpen this up while I'm working on it. And I want to, well, I don't like the reds in there. I want his jeans to be a different color. I'm still in the mask. I'm still working on the mask, but I can also do global settings as well. So his bike can be slightly different. The purple, I want to shift it so it looks like an old retro picture. I want that red to be really red on his trousers. So that's what you was doing, Louise. You was in the mask, but all the other settings are available at all times. And that's where you was going wrong, okay? You can't go, if you go outside the mask panel, which is this top one here, which is this section here, if you go outside that, you can make changes. Yeah, because you're working on the mask and you've got all the rest of the elements of the picture available. Does that make sense?
Yep.
You okay with that, everybody?
Yep.
What time is it?
Like that.
Oh my goodness. I was going to go into denoise, but I think it's going to take 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I think if I start it, you might forget for next week. So why don't we look at one of the pictures that one of you sent in, and we'll look at what else we can do with masking. So Roger and Ron sent some pictures in. I think, Roger, I weren't sure which one you've shown for denoise and which is just a general picture, but I'm going to take this one of Ron's because he sent me as a DNG and also as a JPEG. So we're talking about how can we use masks on this picture. Anybody got an idea? That we've got a nice picture. I think if anything, we might want to just lose a bit of the foreground. I'm just going to make it into a, I want to put that in the foreground there, look. That's the most important bit. So we've got ourselves a picture here. In fact, I might even go a bit more because I don't want it to be splitting the horizon there. Okay, I'm happy at that. Okay, we've got our picture. So anybody, what can we do first in this picture to help it?
Do the sky.
We can do a sky. So what do we do? Mask. And what we're going to select?
Round.
Sky.
Okay, sky. So let's do sky. So let's just select the sky. I want to darken it down perhaps. Okay, we want to make it look a bit moody. We can do that. We can increase the clarity, put a bit of texture in the cloud. In fact, dehaze on these clouds is pretty good. So now Ron's got himself a really bold sky.
Now you've done that, I was going to suggest putting a gradient in as well, but
Yeah, we can add a gradient to it.
that's brought the sky out quite good.
Stoppers. Now we've got the sky selected. We've darkened it off. We can add a linear gradient. Yeah, so now it'll only affect the sky. We can now turn this down even more. So we've got a linear gradient on here, and we can make it, whoops, why want it a linear gradient? Come on, linear gradient. I want to add that linear. That should be pick the contrast up. That should have added a linear gradient. Oh, it's got it now, doesn't it? I don't know why I didn't do it the first time. So we've got a linear gradient on here, look. So we're affecting from the top down. So we've got a sky. What else could we do? Now remember these things, we could actually invert this now, couldn't we? Because anything that's not the sky, we might want to brighten up a little bit. But do we want to brighten up the water?
No.
Probably not. So we're looking now is that the water is very bright compared with the mountains. Could we use a luminosity mask and say I want to darken the water down? Anything that's bright, darken it down. Could we do that? Let's try it. Let's create a new mask. And this time we're going to come down and we're going to do luminance range. And we're going to click on the water. Now you can see we've got quite a lot on here. So we can back this off. And what we've got these slides, remember these are the feathering. So smooth it off.
Picked up a lot of the sky as well.
We've got a lot of this sky. Well, I'm going to take some of this sky out in a minute. So we can do that. But we could subtract with a brush all this up here. So anything in the sky, I could actually say, well, actually, I don't want any of that. Because we're trying to get there the best we can. So I want the water, but I don't want anything else in the sky. Because we're using luminance, it has gone into the sky. But we can subtract that now, get rid of it. And now we've got control over the foreground. So we can put some contrast onto there. We can even make it a little bit more warmer because it looked a little bit too warm, didn't it, in these areas on the reflections. Okay. So now we've got that one. What else could we do? Well, we could do the luminance again, couldn't we? Because we're saying, well, we might want to improve the mountain ranges. So we selected. So what's the difference between the water, the sky, and the landscape? There's a colour difference, isn't there?
Yeah.
So why don't we say, well, let's create a new mask and let's go for colour range. And this time I'm going to click on the greens. Now, if you click on the greens, how do you select more greens?
Add.
you hold down the shift key and click on more. Can you see?
Yeah.
So now I've done that. Now there is some of the colour in the foreground. Don't forget, if we don't want that on, we can separate it again. We could say, well, actually, I don't want anything that's down in this water area. So now I can say, well, actually, I don't want to do this. I want to keep that the same because Ron said it was a lovely green. It's just the mountains, the sun. And so now I've selected the mountains on a colour. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of anything that's on there. And don't forget, you can show your overlay mask so you can see where you're going. Now then, we've got that there. So we can now darken up the mountains if you wish. We can put a bit of shadow detail in. And there's nothing to stop us increasing the colour, saturation a little bit more. Okay, and we can even go to the point, whoops, come down here, put a bit of de-haze in just to add a little bit of bite to it. So now we've got, and we can, remember, I would rename these as you're doing the pictures because you'll forget what mask which. And this is water. And this is, okay, this is sky. And then to have a look what it looks like before and after, I'll just hide this out of the way. I'll move the mask. Before, after. Before, after.
Flashy.
Oh, absolutely.
So what we did, we split that photograph into 3 images. The sky, the mountains, and the foreground. And we did that by letting it do it. Before, we used to have to paint in, put a gradient on, get rid of the gradient on the mountains, do this, or go around all these bits. It does it for you.
Linda's got a question.
Yes, Linda?
Can you hear me?
No?
Right. Can you smooth that water out?
When you say smooth it out, you mean you make it softer?
Yes.
Well, let's have a look. We could try taking the texture out.
Go on to the right mask then. That's it.
I think, what, something like that better?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it looks better. I just wanted to know.
Don't think
I
so,
just want to
because
know how to do it.
Well, what I did, all I've done is I've got the clarity and turned it back to soften it. You can also do it, of course, with contrast. Soften the contrast up.
that bit at the middle,
Make
you've still
it
got the
more or
ripple
less.
through.
So
So I think
I'm taking as much of the contrast, taking the texture out, and it makes it softer. So yeah, the answer to that is yes. Would I want to do it? Probably not, because I like the water as it was.
Yeah. I like the water, but I like the water as it was, but there's plenty of photos where you want a smooth water.
Yeah, well, you can do that now. And you can see now, if I'm going to turn this up more, I've got a few bits missing around here. So whilst I'm on that water, on here, we've got luminous range, we've got brush. We can get our brush, the brush at the moment, and we can actually, whoops, I want to Command Z. I want to add with a brush, and I want to add all this area here. So you can see, actually, I can still add more. I mean, I'm making it darker because that was the last setting I had. Just here. Get rid of that bit. There we go. So you can get rid any bits you've missed, you can just simply add to it. And
And you know the mountains on the left? Could you take some of the shadow out?
on this bit here, yeah, so should we do that? Okay then, so what you're saying is the mountains on the left hand side. So at the moment we've got colour range, so we can see where we've done it. There's the colour. Yes, I clicked on the mask. There's the brush that I took the foreground out with because I subtracted. It says minus at the side. So what you're saying, you'd like to add a little bit more detail into the mountain area, but on the left hand side. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Yep.
So all we're going to do is add with the brush, and we can paint on this side over here, and we can take the shadows up a bit more. There you go. Is that enough? Or do you want to make it darker?
That's fine. It just shows a bit more texture in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I agree. But can you see the power of what you've got here? Once you've started a little bits off, we're using the AI in here to help me select it. So let's just recap on what I've done, because I noticed the time's gone past. So I'm going to bring my mask back over into the middle. Whoops. Get my mask panel. So I broke this picture down into various elements. First thing I did was the sky. So we took the sky, we darkened it and added a gradient. Yeah, that's one thing. Then we said we'll select the water. How do we select the water? Well, the water is opposite to the sky, so I could invert the sky, but then it would do all the mountains. But we noticed that the water is a lot brighter, so we chose luminance, and then we added and subtracted, so that's the subtraction over here, and then we added some more to add the bits that is missed off. So we've now selected the water using the luminosity mask. Then we chose the mountains based upon colour, because we said, well, the sky is one colour, greyish, bluish. The water's bright, so why don't we choose green, because that is the mountains, effectively. So what I did is we did the colour range. So if I hover over that, we did colour, and then we did the brush. We got rid of any green in the bottom, and we added a little bit of added a little bit of in the shadows there. Sorry, there's somebody come to the door. So we've used all these things here. Use different sky we did as a sky mask. Water we did as a luminosity because it was brightest part of the screen, so we turned down the brightness. And then the mountains we did on colour because they were green. So I've used 3 different types of mask, and then all we did, we find detail in there. Good, isn't it? So what do you think to that, Ron? Your picture.
I haven't done any editing previously on it, so
Well, let's show you before and after once more. You tell me. I mean, it didn't take me an awful lot to do that, did it, really?
no.
So I'm going to just minimize this at the moment. So before, after, before, after. Big difference, isn't there? Are you happy with that?
Yeah. So we go on.
I suggest find yourself a picture for next week, like Ron did, and I know Roger sent some. I'll use some of Roger's next week, and then what we'll do, we'll have a go at using masks for your own photographs. So no portraits, it's all about whatever you've got. So it could be a street scene, anything you like, and we'll show you how to break down each picture so that we can use the artificial intelligence to help you get your pictures. Just one last thing, because Roger forgot to remind me, because he's a naughty boy. We all know that some opposition to Adobe. We know we've got Resolve 18 for videoing. We've got other software like ON1, which competes against Photoshop. The problem we have is that Adobe's fell behind, and suddenly they're playing catch up. And just so you know, I'm just going to get rid of this. I've got the window in the way. I'm going to go to library. They're going to release a new Photoshop soon. I've got a copy of it because I did the beta versions, but I've been playing with it. It is pretty goddamn amazing.